Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report. We'll look at the ASX and CBA as well, and we'll also be working two count, so we need to have two strategies in place. So the main count, as you know, being Monday, we'll just go over this a little bit from wave 3 up here, looking down for wave 4. There's a couple of different ways that this can play out here. We know that we have a 5-wave structure in the first leg coming down here. So that means that after an A and a B and a C correction, we'll have another 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that's the logical way for it to play out. But also to wave B's here, it has pulled back to its 61.8% retracement level. So I'm quite happy with that. But at the same time, we need to be a bit mindful that this B wave here doesn't just double in size. And in that manner, we would look at this here as a wave B over here with wave C here and then wave A here, and where wave 3 is here, we would have wave B here. And that means that we would be moving from this low here, we would be moving up here in 5 waves before moving down again. So this little wave 4 here can be quite sort of critical at this stage here. So yeah, this is what we need to explore. We need to explore, do we go short here or do we go long here? So with those two counts in mind, we can go to the hourly chart first here, and with the hourly chart we've got our first leg down here for wave A, then an A and a B and a C for wave B here, back up 61.8% mark here. We're looking at wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3 here. We have seen wave 4 come quite high before as well, so the 38.2% retracement levels at the lower end of this triangle box, and the higher end is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, well, even a tad higher. So as this moves up here so far, there's a couple of different ways to count it as an ABC correction. However, that would need to be the top at that point there. So if that top is taken out, then it's likely that we're going to be moving higher at that stage. Okay, on the downside here, if you see the 57 as a retested resistance, then we can look to go short from that point. So that would be the downside. To the upside here, we need to look at this in this manner here, as I just suggested. So the A wave here. So we've got an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then moving up for the C wave here. And we'll be looking to count 5 waves up here. The length of this here should be roughly the same length as this one here. And our triggers to the upside here are that, it's always good to use the levels when we can. So we've got 5, 7 here, and then we've got 10, 20 and 30, which make up group 1, 2 and 3. And we know that if we get a tested support on top of 5, 7, 30, then we're going to be going higher from that point. Okay, so yeah, short under here and long if we've got 5, 7, 30 as support here. I'll just have a look at the tick chart here, just to, right. Now, this A, B and C here for wave 4 is fine. You could also, I haven't pulled this apart here, but it's possible at first glance to also have wave A here as well, and wave B and 5 waves for wave C that I can see here. And that's fine. So it can go either way here, so that doesn't really matter that much. But one of the reasons that I think the market's going to push up higher is simply because of this little pattern in here. Because this little pattern in here, as you can see, is an A and a B and a C wave here. So that means that the market needs to make a new high above here. So we could actually technically bring that down to this high here. Bring that in here. So basically, yeah, so the other way to count this, I guess, is wave 1 here, wave 2 here. This is all a bit sort of messy in here, but we'll look at this as wave 3 and wave 4 here, but this wave 4 really pulls back down below here, so it doesn't count very well here. So, yes, I don't know how this extra wave fits in here if we're going to go to the long side on this one yet, but I do know that this is in 3 waves here, so this is where we really need to be careful. So that's what I'll say. If support is found on 5,730, then we need to be looking up from that point here. Okay. Just going back to, well, yeah, right. So, well, it would only be natural anyway, but that 5750 here is also the 61.8% from that high to that low here. So that's going to play out here as well. But we would normally expect a correction from there as well. So we would trade from the 30 and then trade to the 50 and stop at that time. With CBA here, just as a catalyst for the ASX 200, we know that the move down here is also in 5 waves. We're looking, this here also appears to be 5 waves up here. So even though it's moved up into its 50-60% area here as well, I'm still looking at this being an A wave to here, a B wave and a C wave here. And it's quite possible that that B wave here is already finished in here, and we're looking for a C wave to move up into this space here. So if we get a positive day today, which is probably likely, then we're looking really for 5 waves to move up for the ASX 200 and CBA at that point there. So we'll be looking for shorts here. So basically we would be looking at buying strength today. That's what you'd be looking for. So I know here on this market, CBA here on 100 ticks here, we've got our A wave here because we counted 5 waves up, but we also counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the A wave, so we're looking for the B wave to move back into the box, and then the C wave down here. This does count as 5 waves from here to this low here quite nicely, so it has the potential to move up from here. These boxes here, this box here is the 61.8% from this high to this low here, so that's the target. This one here is this box here. This one here is this box here. So these are 61.8% marks here. So this would be the first time if we got to move up through here that they would actually be breached, and then that would put us on the long side here. So just remember that. And also to here we have 81, and then we have group 1 of sub-levels, so that's minor group 1, and then we have 10, 20 and 30 here. So if you see support developing on 81.30 for CBA, then you'll know that we're heading up in that direction there. And on the open, if you're trading this on the open there, then you'll also be looking at ANZ in that regard too. If that opens to the upside, then you'll know that that's the direction that will be taking, and then ANZ just waits for CBA to come into play as well, and then it starts to make its move after the squeeze and profit taking. Alrighty, well that's it. So yeah, metals are gold and natural gas and oil and copper, they're all on the positive side, so we can expect the metals to be positive. It's just a matter of the banks at this stage. And if we've got the metals and the banking system positive, then this will scoot along. And normally we find that if Friday is positive, then Monday will follow through. It's not that we've seen it really positive on the Friday here, but it held itself, so it's been waiting for a move. So Monday can be bullish with profit taking in on Tuesday morning and then the trend resuming, and Wednesday and Thursday being the swing days. Okay, cheers.